So, I don't know if anybody heard about the little thing that happened with Owlcat earlier this week. I think it was. They tried to sneak something in and it didn't work. They got caught. And whether it was supposed to be nefarious or not, we don't know. But it was some type of tracker that they put in here just, I guess, to see if people were buying stuff for the game or how they bought it. Maybe. I don't know. But they took it back out once they got caught pretty quickly. And then when I started up the game today, there was actually an kind of an ad, not really an ad, but just a little pop-up window saying please wishlist the Rogue Trader game over on Steam. And if you haven't done that already, I suggest you do it. It is pretty good, even though it's still in beta. I played a little bit of the first chapter and a little bit of the second chapter when the alpha came out a few months back. It's a pretty good game so far. It's looking pretty good. And looking forward to when it comes out for real. So anyway, let's get started here. So that's later on today. Okay, this playthrough is this is my fourth playthrough, as of course an Angel. 5 hours, 14 hours, 41 minutes into it. First three playthroughs were, let's see, did the Lich for the first playthrough, Azada / Gold Dragon for the second playthrough, and third playthrough as a demon. So we're alternating evil, good, evil, good. Will I end up playing all the mythic paths? Who knows? It's not like something you finish in a weekend, so the likelihood is probably not good to do all of them. Would I like to do one more after this one? Maybe. It's all honesty. It's going to depend on Baldur's Gate 3, on how long that can hold my attention, is really going to determine how much more of this that I do. Because I think 4 playthroughs is giving me a pretty good idea of what this game is about. I think, maybe. It's hard to tell, but anyway, cast of characters. Main character, Gimpy the Crusader, a dwarven neutral good Crusader, which is of course the cleric archetype. He's a cleric of the Green Faith. He does have the animal domain, which gives him a pet, but we'll look at that in a second. Preferred weapons are great swords, currently using the Fatal Beacon, which is a whole +3 holy great sword. He's doing pretty well with that. But I'm going to say his pet, Espresso the bear. Espresso is basically his horse. Gimpy rides around on Espresso all the time and they beat stuff up. And that's how that works. And he's just a regular animal companion. We didn't give him anything special. We didn't put him down a special path or not. So anyway, he's working pretty well. And then the only mercenary we're working with this time around is Veronica. She is a neutral good dwarven blood kineticist. Her main role in the party is to basically blast stuff and hopefully one-shot them. Was it last week? I think it was last week. She had a few crits with maximum damage between maximized and what is it? What's the name of the other portion of that? So maximized and empowered. So it's 50% more damage, and that's maximum damage. She was critting last week for about 650 or so. So she can one-shot a lot of the smaller stuff. Not bosses, of course, but the trash mobs she can one-shot with a crit, no problem. She can one-shot some of them without the crit, if she uses just empowered, which she does all the time. But anyway, that's her role. And then as far as companion characters, we have Sela, who we actually respect last week, to give her a horse. Why? Because she was taking too long to get into combat. Between Gimpy being on a bear and having Ulbrich, who's seen in a second, Sela was just getting to the fight too slowly. So, went out, respect her. Now she's riding around a horse, working much better. So, still technically our tank. And she does have a horse named Scout, who is technically no, she's not our best tank. Scout is. But that's because Scout doesn't have the gear that Espresso does. Or the buffs too, maybe. Because he's got this. That's why. It's the barding. Because he's got that. Because Espresso has the armor. So that's where the extra points are coming from. So that's working for us that way. And then we have Ulbrich. Ulbrich is the companion you get through the last Sarkorians DLC. As you can see, is a shifter. Griffin Heart He is the only Griffin Heart shifter in the game. For whatever reason, Owlcat saw fit to not give us access to the Griffin Heart shifter any other way except through Ulbrich in the campaign stuff. It'd be nice to have him for, say, the viewer groups that we do, because the Griffin is actually one of the better shifter builds. But you know, what are you gonna do? Anyway, his main role in the party is to do melee damage. We just did Veronica. Then we have Ruchelet. Ruchelet is a espionage expert, which is a ranger subclass. We gave her a few levels of rogue. And we're still working on those, I think, too, to give her even more stuff for sneak attack damage, some other extra talents, that kind of stuff. Her job, of course, is to do damage with the bow, and she's doing pretty good. It's also the first time we've had her in the party for any major length of time. In the previous playthrough, she was mainly just in there for the story stuff, but now she's actually a fairly permanent party member, and as a result, she's become Gimpy's love interest, too. Hey, Monkey, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. Doing well today. How about you? So anyway, so there's a Ruchelet. And Ruchelet is riding around on top of Bismuth. Bismuth is, of course, the summoned, basically, Triceratops through an item. Not as high level as everybody else because of that. Not quite a real pet, but close. Close.
Hello everyone.
Anyway, let Veronica
My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel.
It took too long.
If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. Also, please click the like buttons on his videos. You will feel better about yourself. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you, and happy Wednesday. Anyway, so Ruchelet's right around a Bismuth. Why? Basically, kind of the same idea as Sela, but a little different because being a bow, or using a bow. But she's got a perk or a feat that allows her to have a better chance of hitting within 30 feet. And sometimes the fights start where she's outside of that and she can't get close enough. Sometimes quickly, depends on how we do it. But in order to take advantage of that particular feat, put her on top of Bismuth. Bismuth runs, or with Bismuth, she gets to get within the 30 feet and do stuff. Hey, Skyberg, welcome back. Happy Wednesday. So anyway, so Bismuth doesn't really do any combat. Isn't okay, not really great armor class, but she doesn't die as much now because she doesn't go directly into combat. Okay, and then we have Darren. Darren, same deal as Ruchelet. Haven't really used him in the past as a main character, except other than the story stuff. But this time around, we are using him as a main character, and as an oracle, his main job is to heal and buff the party. And he's also our only arcane caster. But he's an oracle. How can he do arcane stuff? Well, items. These items give him access to fire spells, and so he not only does he heal and buff, but he throws fire around to burn stuff, and does a fairly good job at it. Oh, and then we use an old Grimoire, so he has more slots to play around with, too. So, it's spell slots that really matter to him, too. So, for his damage dealing stuff, level 2, level 3, you know, that kind of stuff. So, that's that, and he also has a pet, because we gave him a second domain. And Bob the Wolf. Bob is not his ride. Bob just runs around and chews on people and tries to trip them. So Bob is just helping out with the melee stuff. And isn't too bad. Well, he's got a 56 armor class. I didn't realize it was so big. Or so good. So Bob is number 2 on the tanking stuff. Why is he so good? He's got the braces of 5, that's why. Ultimate Predator. You know, I probably need to check Scout and make sure that she is in buff rotation for... She's got shield. She's got shield of face. So she's getting the buff she needs for defensive stuff. So we're pretty good. She's okay there. Okay, so that's our party. And where are we? We are in Lucianera. Currently in the middle city. Goofing around stuff. What were we doing last week? I think we're just running around doing stuff up here. Not really doing anything specific yet. 'Cause I totally forgot where we left off. Oh, going to the upper city, maybe. Yeah, because we pressured our way onto this platform, or to this access to get to the upper city. We kind of intimidated the guard there. Months? No, have mercy. What? You didn't expect to insult an illusionary noble woman and die a quick death, did you? Kill him. So, magic missiles work on you? No? Oh, that was quick-ish.
Come on, you pansy. Get back in there and fight.
I am fighting. Let's go this way. Portal down, let's walk around this way a little bit more, exploring. So, we have one issue here in Lucianaria that's kind of with not having a true arcane caster. We don't really have access to Dimension Door, at least not a lot of it. And as a result, we can't get up to certain places where there's some special fights and that kind of thing. Not a big deal. I've done them in the past, and they're more annoying than anything else, so not really worth the effort in most cases. Sometimes they are, but hey, track. Fails to overcome Gimpy spell resistance. Cool. So stuff. And this is... I think we'll come back here later, I think, right? I actually go poke our heads into what's in there.
Keep your calm.
Got all the perception check failures.
I sense something.
I forget what this place was. Okay, Rue, you're this sneaky person, so we're gonna have her stealth in there. He's sleeping. He's sleeping. Ow. He's sleeping. He's not going anywhere. He's sleeping. He got his breakfast. He's done for the day. So that disarm didn't work too well. Ow. That hurt. But we're healing, so for some reason we're healing. We're not sure why, but we're healing. The 1 point is from the food, from the meal we ate. The 10 points is from Gimpy's banner that he's supposed to be holding, but he doesn't actually supposed to have it here in the Abyss, which is odd. It's an interesting bug. But for some reason, the commander's banner still affects everyone but himself. He doesn't have the effect, but everybody else in the party that has mythic powers does. Which is everybody but the pets. So the pets still need to be healed, but it's so weird. It's a feature. Yes, it is. Inferno, welcome back. It's a feature. It's not a bug. It's a feature.
There are many roads to success.
Yeah, I think this is... I forget what the storyline was in here for this. I think this is related to the demon stuff. But at least the pets are still healing because of the food. So. You want to go down there? Yeah, there's free stuff down there. Static discharge, so plus 5 on electricity resistance 30. Healing's getting annoying. Where this becomes a target of a spell that deals electricity damage, or element, whatever, this next attack deals 2d6 of electrical damage, which, you know, pretty pointless against demons who are immune to electricity. Just saying. Ow. So we failed to roll and end up splatting a little bit. Failed to roll, I don't know. So you get down a little bit more there. Oh, we're going back down to the middle city. That's what's going on. Okay. So this is... Now we go back up. And we take damage going back... No, sorry, it went down. I'm confused. So this is the middle city where we started. Okay, so what else do we have to do around here? Just a question. Let's explore. Oh, that's right, we can't go into the Thousand Delights until we get rid of Arusha, because she said she doesn't want to go in there because, you know, bad things happen to her in there. Foul demons, dumb, countless, took all the power. Had there been more of us, something. More of us, we would have strangled you by now. Demodan mob leader.
I will defend my dream.
Oh, sure, just talk to him. What? We're getting out of here, something. What, we're getting hassled by mortals now? This place has gone to the gods. Slit his throat, we don't need a witness. A witness to what? He killed somebody, didn't he? And Arusha is not on bismuth for some reason. We have to do a little nut quarry, but Ranger's Bond, so we beat up on demons a little bit better. Stringy Demodan. Okay, Veronica. Which one do you think is easier to hit? Let me go with the Marauder. See, look, he exploded. 435 damage with a crit. That was only empowered. Okay, Darren. Darren's got lots of fire to throw around. So get that one. Take the hits. Oh, brig. I'll turn that aspect on for a round or two. So reduce damage is the cold damage he's doing because of his wild shape. Scout for some reason is Ursula. I'm gonna delay Scout. Bob. Mostly dead. Okay, Sela. Again, why weren't you guys on your mounts? Gimpy. Let's smack this one. And again, Gimpy's not on his mount either. Probably because we fell, right? Yeah, the halo. Which the halo's on. Okay, Espresso. Happy Wednesday to the demon. Or Demodan. Which technically not demons.
I will resist.
Oh yeah, everybody has outflank, even Ursula. So when she gets crits, everybody gets to take a swing. If they're close enough, of course. Which, you know, worked.
We won't falter.
Ta-da. Did we win?
I'm up for an adventure.
The belt, maybe. This is a good belt. Venerated champion, so Constitution 6, +2 bonus on Fortitude saving throws, and 1 inside bonus to AC against evil creatures and effects. What is you wearing? So, Strength and Constitution 4. Scout's got Physical Form, Dexterity, and Constitution. Bismuth has another belt, so we'll get the Bismuth. We should actually go through and see what we can actually give to Bismuth that might actually be helpful to her. Him, her. Like a necklace or two. We'll do the armor class because not really fighting. Got the belt. Versus armor 3. Give that to you for now. Hat. Resentment. Don't do rage. Fighting undead +2 AC. Oh, where's the willpower? Wisdom 2. I'll take that for now. Jaws of the Jackal. Oh, we can't summon stuff though, but given +2 on natural armor to all evil creatures summoned by the wearer of the gauntlets. No rings. And Gimpy can wear that ring. So, oh, cloak. I gave her cloak. There's a 3. He's attacked in melee. The attacker must pass Fortitude saving throw, or become sick and invulnerable to acid for 4 rounds. This effect can only occur once per attack during a combat. We'll take the resistance. And that'll work for now, I guess.
Focus on the goal.
Keep going in circles.
Something is not right here.
Yeah, we found a trap.
I am finished.
Free stuff.
It is done.
Oh, that's really arcane. This is just telling us about the magma, isn't it?
I shine in all.
Based on the abundance of lava and lush lyrics, you'd seen the fire poses no danger to demons. Not really.
Watch out for trouble.
Just not terribly sure what was the point of coming over here. Oh, it was actually to go down to that little ramp there. Now we go down this way. And again, the camera changes the geography of the city. Ah, this guy. demons. See the buildings change. See if we could teleport up here. There's stuff up there to do too, but not critical. I beg you, kind sir, give me a moment of your time. We don't want any. Then Asimar, good breeding apparent in every line of his aristocratic face. I hate syllables, addresses you. Greetings and welcome to this dismal place. My name is Latberg, and I ask for your help. I beg you, show mercy, not toward me, but toward these young and innocent maidens. They are my wards, and they were unfortunate enough to be abducted by demons. Celery herself bestowed a revelation upon me, which prompted me to settle here and aid my brethren doomed to a dark and cruel fate. But my strength is all but gone, I swear it. I need assistance now more than ever. Asmar women drift out of the house, standing like silent shadows behind Latberg. The faces of many of the women are covered in scars, and their gazes are cold as if numbed by suffering and despair. How may I be of assistance? Freeing enslaved Asmars has become my trade, you see. These women are former captives whom I saved from the monster's clutches. I beg them and I protect them to the best of my ability. But I've heard a new shipment of the slaves is about to arrive in the flesh markets, and there's nothing I can do to break their shackles. Please do it in my stead. Please buy their freedom and send the women here. I can see that you are a traveler of means. A single act of kindness should not inconvenience you excessively, but will be forever indebted to you, compassionate soul.
Hello everyone. My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel.
A compassionate soul.
If you are enjoying what you are watching,
Veronica,
please
not me.
click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you, and happy Wednesday. Such a kind and generous soul is a true rarity in the Abyss. We ought to help him, champion, not just to save the poor slave woman, but also to strengthen his faith in the righteousness of the path he has chosen. And even in the Abyss, we found an Asimar living a virtuous life. There's no escaping you lot, is there? Says Darren with a sneer. How did these Asimar women end up in the Abyss? The Abyss hungers for new slaves, so it sends countless raiding parties to the plains to stave off its cravings. These poor young women were captured on Galarian. I've never seen anything viler than these ruthless thrall hunters prowling in search of defenseless victims, sniffing out the weak to enslave, clamping collars around their necks. Where can I find these captives? As far as I know, the thrall hunters were hired by a slave trader named Yunk, a hideous demon utterly lacking in morals. I'm sure you'll find him at the flesh markets, gleefully counting the coins from selling his chattel. Why don't you buy their freedom? The man sighs and throws up his hands. Alas, I cannot afford such an expense. My meager income is spent on buying the freedom of these poor souls. When demons see an Asimar customer, they raise the price and conspire to keep me from purchasing anyone. In their eyes, the glee of thwarting me is worth the lost profits. Why did they bring the Asimar women to the Abyss? It pains me to say this, but I can think of only two options, and both are equally terrible. Perhaps they were sold to the 10,000 Delights, a filthy whorehouse where corrupt souls indulge in the most immoral and vulgar pleasures. The other option is even worse. I've heard that Shamira, the mistress of Lucianera, is a former celestial from the upper planes who once served the Everlight. This partly explains Shamira's irrational hatred of Asimars. They say she buys my kinsfolk and takes them to her harem of ardent dreams, where she tortures them without mercy, and then she dines on their flesh. A monster. I see. Not a neon. Gives a little help myself. He throws up his hands in confusion. I fear there's little I can do to help, but please accept this gift. You have a martial look about you, and I have no doubt that you'll make good use of it. The man hands you a flask with a healing potion. Then he hides his hands behind his back to show he does not expect payment for his generosity, and would refuse it if offered. Here's your swoon's potion. Okay. May I spend the night in your home? I am very sorry. I would gladly shelter you, but there is no room in my home. My wards and I barely have room as it is, and we live in abject poverty. Moreover, The women need to feel safe so they can heal. They need to be surrounded by familiar faces and protected from even the slightest hint of danger. Letting armed strangers stay in our home would bring it back traumatic memories, and it would be cruel under the circumstances. Please accept my sincere apologies. I don't remember these options before. I have a few questions. How do you survive in this place? I don't care, actually. Take the strict ban on Heimer visitors, blah blah blah. What are you doing here? I had a revelation set by the merciful Siren Ray. I realized I must descend to this grim place and bear witness to the countless terrors that blah blah blah. Okay, so stuff. Why do you help only women? Because they are weaker. Uh-oh. Their refinement, innocence, and beauty make them an attractive target for derision and torment. At least a man can go down fighting when his patience runs out. Most of the young women I met were denied this final escape from the horror due to physical or spiritual weakness. I wish my Lady Iamade could hear these words. There's a small chuckle in our angel's voice. This mortal must be kind-hearted yet blind if he perceives spiritual weakness in those who often accomplish feats, both great and small, without a sword in hand, with nothing except passion and dedication. What happened to your wards? They survived truly monstrous abuses. The demons showed no mercy, subjecting them blah 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 stuff. Okay, I have no more questions. Too much reading. I have to go. May Siren Ray's healing light shine upon you, kind sir. Like I said, I don't remember seeing some of those options before. We can't do anymore. What are you guys doing? We having fun? Hey, that's the Mephit Slayer. That's me. That's my title in the battle list. I am the Mephit Slayer. Scare me, freaks. I don't care about your squabbling. Lucianary is not the place for you to tear one another to shreds. Who's saying that? Caroline 6 has disrespected our lord, blah blah blah, so little stuff. Hammer of the Ardent Dreams. First time here, fearsome-looking succubus steps forward, blocking your path. Are you sure you're welcome here? This is the Harem of Ardent Dreams, a palace of Chimera, chief demoness of the city. After Nocticula, of course. But when did Nocticula ever care about our petty concerns? Bottom line, this place belongs to the person who really runs everything around here. Got it? How does a feeble guard like you expect to stop someone who is vanquished? I wish to enter. She shrugs. You are known in the city. I don't think Chimera would deny you an audience. Come in. I am known in the city. Somebody recognized me as the Mephit Slayer. I'm famous. Fun fact. Fun Gimpy fact, sorry. Mrs. Gimpy. So this is actually a fun Mrs. Gimpy fact, not a Gimpy fact. Mrs. Gimpy likes the name Chimera and often names her characters in role-playing games Chimera. Which I found when I first saw the name here in the game, I kind of laughed. I was like, "Oh, Mrs. Gimpy would appreciate that." Not that it's an uncommon name. A red-haired, beautiful demon sits majestically on the throne, an aura of bright light blazing around her. It's not the gentle, life-giving light that shines on Galarian. This light blinds, withers, makes a person burn with fever, draining their strength. Fanny, welcome back. So, what difference between Kingmaker and Wrath of the Righteous that makes Crusader better? Difference between Kingmaker makes Crusader better? What, I mean the class? And who do we have here? The latest wanderer from another world coming to seek my patronage. Yeah. Probably being able to have a bear. Right, being able to ride a bear? I don't know. Because even in Kingmaker, Crusaders could have pets, right, if they went the animal domain. So that's not... I think it's the whole being able to ride the bear that makes the Crusader a little bit more effective as a fighter. Melee stuff. I think. Because the Crusader really doesn't have a downside when comparing it to another cleric. I mean, here they give him some extra weapon feats and stuff. And I honestly don't remember the Kingmaker version of the Crusader. It's not a class that we saw too often in our viewer groups. I remember seeing it a couple of times, but I don't remember anything specific about it. Just the loss of an extra channel and limited to one domain. Yeah, and the exchange for that is extra weapons feats, right? So, and it's basically the same thing here. So, like I said, I think the main difference is being able to ride your pet. Because the channel really hasn't been a thing here, because we have, Gimpy can channel, Sela can channel, and Darren can channel, so that's not really an issue in this group. It might be if he was the only cleric in the group, but, he's not, so it's not really a thing. You can get another domain through mythic feats. Yeah, you can do that here, but I haven't. I'm trying to keep out the mythic stuff, because that when you start introducing the mythic stuff, there's no competition between classes in Wrath versus Kingmaker. So you have to leave the mythic stuff out if you want to do a true comparison. Or an honest, not so much a true comparison, but an honest comparison. So Shamir throws a glance at Luchelet and raises an eyebrow in surprise. So the rumors were true. Luchelet, you really are making friends with mortals now. I must admit I found it hard to believe such a worthy daughter of the Abyss had fallen so low. She falls silent but receives no answer. Well, not that I really care. Less of your arrogance, you have no idea what powers I command. I came here seeking your patronage. She looks you up and down with a contemptuous expression, then answers with a scoff. So, what use can you be to me, you foolish little mortal? The most powerful demons serve me. What can your pitiful self offer me that they can't? In your mind, Shamira's voice sounds calmer, though it is still arrogant. In truth, there is one thing you can help me with, Clarion, but the others mustn't know about it. Work for me, and I'll grant you a share of my attention and patronage. No doubt you have already heard of Nihindrian crystals, objects of astonishing power that grant their owner incredible abilities. Everyone in Lucianera knows they exist, but no one knows what they are or where to get them. No one except for the smug cow, Hepsamira. I want you to find out what they are. My advice is to start searching in that pile of refuse known as the Lower City. Ask for Zephyrian, my predecessor, now a beggar. If that pathetic wretch is still alive, he may know something. Now go, and don't bother returning until you have the information I need. Here, take my mark so that the arch near my palace will let you in. I don't want to waste my time waiting for you to wind your way back through the streets of my city with valuable information. Your pack becomes a bit heavier, as if some new item had appeared inside of it. Look, it's a coin. Hand to the inheritor addresses you at an undercurrent of alarm in his words. I see greed in the eyes of this fiend. She is ready to offer you a deal, and I sense that more than idle interest lies behind it. We both know Nihindrian crystals can make demons immensely powerful. We are pursuing Hepsamira to prevent her from creating and unleashing upon us an army of mythical monsters transformed by these crystals. Yet, if you reveal the secret of the crystals to Shamira, we risk simply trading one enemy for another. Our mission demands that we make concessions, but it does not mean we must blindly obey every demon's request. Weigh each of Samira's words. Remember how cunning she is, and do not let her turn you into a tool she can use to commit atrocities. Armor your heart and do only what you must, not what she, with all her promises and charms, will try to convince you to do. And be prepared to find a knife in your back at any moment. So you and Hepsamira aren't friends, I take it? In your mind, Shamira's voice answers with an arrogant scoff. Be friends with that miserable cow? Of course not. I'm courting her to learn her secrets, but it's a constant struggle not to put her in her place. Baphomet's minions are far too bold here in Lucianera. Tell me about these crystals you're so interested in. You haven't heard of Nihindrian crystals? Well, are all Galarians so stupid and unobservant? They are purple crystals. Possessing them grants immense power. Unfortunately, only high-ranking servants of Baphomet know where to find them or how to use them. They use the crystals to gain tremendous power, and now they strut around to Lucianera like they own the place. Why should I look for Zephyrian? When I first heard about the crystals, it reminded me of the last days of Zephorian's rule. He was Nocticula's right-hand man before me. He was plotting a coup, and I was spying on him to turn him into Nocticula and take his position. I remember that he was trying to get his hands on a purple crystal of some kind, and that he eventually succeeded. I didn't pay much attention at the time. But the current situation makes me think. Perhaps it was an Anhydrian crystal he was after. If so, Zephorian might know something about them. Where should I look for him? There's a note of disgust in Samira's voice. In the depths, if he is still alive, the gravity of Nocticula's punishment would have dragged him to the very bottom of Illusionero. Dig through the garbage, talk to the vagrants and beggars. You surely don't expect me to do it, do you? Why did you choose me for this mission? She answers with an exasperated sigh. Because you are neither a demon nor a resident of Illusionero. You are a wild card, an insignificant Galarian. No one is interested in your exploits, and you will not draw any unnecessary attention. You are not bound in service to any demon, and therefore, if you dig up any information, you will bring it to one who will pay you the most for it. That is to say, me. You aren't run to your master because you don't have one, at least not here in the Abyss. If I gave this task to one of my servants, I could be sure of only one thing, that they would sell the information about my interest to my enemies, and then if they learned anything about the crystals, they would use this information to benefit themselves instead of bringing it to me. Everything's clear. Wonderful. Because of this conversation, it's beginning to bore me. So you have no idea what powers I command. Does the name Willidus mean anything to you? Yes, Willidus is well known and highly esteemed in Illusionero. He's Nocticula's advisor and in charge of matters related to magic in Illusionero. Her voice grows irritated. That's why I would be happy to see the cursed dimwit doing some real work for a change. Instead, he's cowering in his palace because some Descarites put a price on his head and hired a group of toughs from the lower city. Why should I have to pick up the slack for that pathetic coward? A few questions. Okay, here. I'm just going to blow through this real quick. None of this is really important, so I'll fluff. Okay. Go now and come back when you have something useful. My time is precious, blah blah stuff. Okay, so part of this quest we're doing, so you can, God, it's so bright in there. And we're off the mounts again. So, are we gonna like get off the mounts every time we zone these days, or what the hell's going on there?
Never stop learning.
We will win this war.
Smile.
I'm
The
prepared.
world's not ending just yet.
Okay, what's over here? Anything good? I don't think so. Portal down. Oops.
You say oops quite often. Do you need assistance?
No, we're good. Succubus, Hunter Master, Slovakia. Let's do our Hunter's Bond, our Ranger's Bond.
Prepare yourself.
Hey, critical for 97. Where's she giving so much damage? So times 3. Favored enemies, deadly aim, point blank. Force damage, piercing, sneak attack damage. That works. Gimpy deals damage from his halo. Gimpy's got his little angelic halo does damage to demons. So that's why we like it.
Strike with all your might.
That too. Okay, see them. Go get him.
Thank you!
Oh yeah, when Sela kills stuff, it makes, well, he has a chance to make these, everything else around her shaken, which makes them easier to hit, and other stuff. Whatever. Death from above. Just pass and welcome to the stream. Don't give up hope, you're all rooting for me. For what? Exactly. Ah, no vampiric touch for you. Get him, Bob. Bob, you're supposed to get him. Oh, the succubus kind of disappeared, didn't it?
Out of my sight!
Is that 1 point?
So it comes to this.
Novakias kind of suck, but kill that one.
Desna, guide my hand.
Oh, come on. Thank you. So she crits it, which you didn't really need. What's going to kill viewer group 7? More time under toes? More time under toes? Ridiculously strong mobs, the boss. Gimpy's misclicking. You left that one out.
We can do it.
Did he slow us? Oh, stagger. That'll do it.
Into the fray!
All the misses. Probably should have marked them, but... It's picking on Olberg for whatever reason. Okay. Olberg likes you too. Turn that off. We don't need it all the time. So, Robe of Determination. This rogue casts a spell that forces the target to make a fortitude saving throw. The DC is increased by 2 and also grants the wearer +2 bonus on cash level checks made to overcome spell resistance, +4 bonus to concentration checks, and spell resistance 18. That's a good rogue. He's got the armor there, robe of invulnerability. So +2 bonus to spell penetration or all that other stuff. +2 to cash level checks, made to overcome spell resistance, so that's basically that. +4 bonus to concentration checks and spell resistance 18. We like that spell resistance too.
Hello everyone. My name is Veronica and welcome to Gimpy's Twitch channel. If you are enjoying what you are watching, please click the follow button in the lower right corner of the video screen. That way you will be notified by Twitch when Gimpy goes live. You can also find Gimpy on YouTube where he posts previous episodes and highlights of the stream. Just scroll down under the video screen and click the YouTube button in the About section. Then click the subscribe button to follow. Also, please click the like buttons on his videos. You will make him feel better about himself. That's it. Thanks.
Yep, thank you and happy Wednesday. There's my 10 edition. Whenever the wearer travels for 50 feet or more in one round, they are affected by the greater invisibility spell for 1 round. Travels for 50 feet or more. Does that include running? Or does that doesn't seem to include riding stuff. Be interesting if it did.
Keep your calm.
What's that? Portal down. No? No? Oh, that's right. Puzzles. So that's that one. Turn it back. No. Oh, that's right. And then you have to have somebody stand on the thing in order to lock it in place. So, Bob. Damn it, Bob. Stay there, Bob.
This is my
Thank you.
path.
Haven't mentioned how much I love puzzles. Okay, there's another one. So, Veronica, you're next.
Adventures await.
Actually, Veronica needs to
I
be...
stand ready.
Because I think there's a chest at the end. I'm not sure if it's locked, but... Son of a bitch. Well, Mrs. Gimpy will be playing The Sims 5. We have not discussed it yet. Simply because she doesn't know it's coming out. So, I haven't brought it up, and I'm going to try to keep it that way. In all honesty, she's happy with The Sims 4. So, I don't expect her to do a Sims 5 thing, in all honesty. I mean, not for a while, because she has, you know, a lot of the DLCs now. Well, maybe not a lot, but 3 or 4 of them. And she's really happy with it. So I don't think she's going to be switching over to The Sims 5 anytime soon. Okay, so there's that one.
No reason to pause.
Hey, Bukuls, welcome back. It's Sunday, you know, but welcome back. You missed the doc. No, we had to postpone it because Mrs. Gimpy had a lot of stuff to do this morning, and she's going to her workout here fairly shortly. So no, we're not able to do it today. Not my fault. For some reason, she's finding the need to vacuum too. So I don't know.
There are many rooms.
Oh, look how lucky we got that spin.
Rules are made to be broken.
Any due date? It'll happen when it happens.
I tire of waiting.
At this point, it's when it happens. It's going to be like a day by day type deal. Welcome, respite, whatever. So heavy armor +5. Whenever the wearer of this +1 is attacked in melee while he is being prone, stunned, or staggered, the attacker must pass a reflex saving throw or suffer from the same condition for 2 rounds. In addition, this armor grants its wearer immunity to fire and acid. Gimpy, what kind of armor are you wearing? Spell nullify, so that's fine. So armor class 12. So this armor is technically better for C-Les armor class wise, but she's not our tank anymore either. And nobody else does heavy armor. So, right? You don't do heavy armor. Nope. Okay, so nobody's wearing that one anytime soon. Not in this group at least. Damn it. All that for nothing. This Gimpy should play Project Zomboid in this. It's The Sims, but with some disagreeable undead. Yeah, Mrs. Gimpy would not do well in Project Zomboid. She would not do well at all. Mrs. Gimpy is not a gamer. Let's put that. Not a real gamer. Yes, she likes playing video games, but that doesn't make her a gamer. Project Zomboid would be nothing but frustration for her. Getting eaten by zombies all day and night.
Don't even.
Island and rocks floating in the air, clearly flying as a result of someone's crazy magic. Or crazy game developer. It's one of the two. Hello, citizens. Oh, we're at the flesh markets. Oh, that actually worked out, didn't it? Oh, didn't we get zapped by... Yeah, Scout got hit by stuff. Negative levels for 14 hours. She could... She made a big mansion and stuff. She could build a big mansion and stuff. Yeah, she can do that in The Sims without the zombies, though. But isn't there a mod in The Sims that does zombies? The grotesquely fat demon speaks to a demoness standing in front of him, his voice irritated yet slightly sycophantic. If you wanted to get these sweet ASMRs for the 10,000 delights, cough up 50,000, just look at how delicious they are. These girls haven't yet been whipped. Your clients will be clamoring for them, and after they become too worn out, they'll make a magnificent stew. Javaro. I'll give you 30 if you stop talking rubbish, Dunk. Or keep going, and you can steer clear of my place for delights. You can pleasure yourself on your own. Just, you fat chunk of rotten meat. Do you want to get on Javaro's bad side? Do you really want that? Nasmar slaves standing nearby try to avoid looking at the angry demoness. Even in their miserable position, they retain the mark of inner purity and nobility inherent to their kind.
Hello Gimpy,
Uh-oh.
it is time to take a break. Go check on the dogs.
Okay. Puffing himself up, the fat demon
Your next break is in 1 hour.
answers abruptly and angrily. 50,000 for these delightful, innocent creatures, you shabby and worn-out demoness. I can't hope to compete with. That is my final offer. Stay away from the 10,000 delights. You can have your own little morsels pleasure you from now on, you greedy, horny piece of shit. The disgustingly fleshy demon greets you with a wave, his arm encased in a roll after roll of fat. Allow me to present my living wares, the finest household slaves to serve you and entertain your body and spirit. And you can satiate they can even satiate the most exquisite cravings. The demon accompanies his last claim with voluptuous lips smacking, looking pleased. I have to go. I'd be absolutely delighted to see you here again. Come back and we'll pick out the most delicate, graceful, and well-trained slaves for you. His tiny eyes hiding in the folds of his flesh, intently study your figure. His tongue greedily licks his thick lips, revealing small but numerous sharp teeth. Okay, so we jump through that because we want to, take a break. Okay, so I'm going to get up, stretch some legs, get some water, be back in a few minutes. Thank you all very much for watching. Enjoy the dog video.